Welcome to Three Questions, sponsored by the 18th Legislative District, Washington State Democrats. I'm your host, Wil Fuentes. My guest today is current City of Vancouver Council member Kim Harless Felix, who is campaigning for the 49th Legislative District, Position 1. Kim, welcome to the show, Three Questions with me. How's your day going so far?
Great. Yeah, really happy to be here.
Awesome. Great. Listen, I've got three questions for you. Why don't we get started with the first one?
Okay.
Question number one. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, give us some background, and what you're running for?
Yeah. My name's Kim Harless Felix. She, her, they, them pronouns, and my tribal affiliation is the Opatha, and I am running for state representative for the 49th District, Position 1, and I'm also current Vancouver City Council member.
Awesome. Can you remind us, Kim, really quick, what the boundaries for the 49th Legislative District are?
Yeah, so I like to tell folks generally, borders are of course always a little wiggly, but generally goes up to 78th Street and all the way out to 205.
That's great. Now, tell us a little bit, because you said you're currently a council member for the City of Vancouver. Tell us about some of the work that you've accomplished in the City of Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the last 4+ years and really grateful to have been reelected. I'm most proud of especially our climate action work.
Right.
So I have an environmental science degree. That's one of the things I ran for, and we were able to pass that climate action framework and set some really bold policy.
Yeah.
I'm also really proud of the housing work that we've done, increasing that affordable housing fund in particular. That's another thing I'm super proud of.
That's amazing. And thank you so much for the work you've done in City Council. As a City of Vancouver resident, I really appreciate the climate framework that you've all undertaken, which is something that I hope the county replicates, and as well as the work with housing to ensure that we can increase the housing stock in the City of Vancouver. So great job. Thank you. Question number 2. Kim, tell us why you're running for this specific office, 49th Legislative District position.
Number 1.
Tell us a little bit more.
Which actually is a continuation too, because I'm also position number 1 for Vancouver City Council.
Oh, no kidding.
So yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, really excited to be running for this. I wasn't expecting Sharon Wiley to be not running for re-election, so it's a real opportunity. And since I was in high school, I've always looked at the state legislature as a place that would make the most sense for me to be in.
Right.
I did mock legislature in high school, really nerded out on that, and so this is kind of a full circle moment. I've also been a really great representative for our people, and so it's the natural progression of leadership, and it's getting me to that state level now in order to advocate for our folks. I have a diverse background as far as lived experience, having been on food stamps, raising a child at a young age, working multiple jobs to try to pay those bills, and that is, me being at the table where decision making happens to advocate for folks that are currently living and also trying to escape poverty.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing a little bit about, your lived experience, right? That is important. And I think we need more folks out in Olympia that can really advocate for some of the challenges and issues that our community members are dealing with on a regular basis based on that lived experience. You mentioned that you were a young mother, right? Yeah, and you struggled with putting food on your table. Tell us a little bit more about some of the challenges that some of our community members experience as a result of that.
Yeah, so when my son was born in 2009, it was not the best in our economy, being in a recession. And so here I was with a new baby, trying to figure out how to make sure he was getting the nutrition he needed, which is, of course, incredibly important for me. And also couldn't get, that next career step because their job openings weren't there. And so that's where education came in. And education was a way for me to not only pay the bills through scholarships and grants and unfortunately student loans, which I'm still paying off right now, but it was the opportunity to take that next step and elevate us. So when things started improving, I'd be able to help take care of my family in a good way. And so I was on food stamps, doing WIC, and also was working multiple jobs and was just trying to survive, frankly. I was also, one time, there was a no-cause eviction, and we had to, within a month, figure out what to do. And, that displaced us from what was a home that we were able to afford.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate to some of your challenges, right? We are experiencing high gas prices at the pump. We are experiencing high food prices.
Yep.
You know, a burrito will set you back about $16, $17 on a food truck nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, and that just happened over this past month, you know?
Yeah.
And people are struggling, and being able to relate to what you've experienced before, I think people will be able to connect.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's great. And, you know, thank you for sharing a little bit about your background, Kim. Question number 3. Kim, tell us what your top 3 priorities. What do you care about?
Yeah, it's pretty similar to what I've been. I'm very consistent in what are my top issues and pressures and the things that I see in our community. Number 1 is always going to be the environment. It's my background, being Native, of course. That is a big part of me, spiritually, culturally, and so you'll consistently see that for me. The other one is housing, and of course,
absolutely,
we are definitely in a housing crisis. Both, not having enough supply, affordability, access. You name it. There's a lot of issues happening with housing. And then a big component, an area that I'm really excited about, is fighting our regressive tax system here in Washington State, being the state with the second most regressive tax system. And that's not really something you can do at the city level. And so I'm really excited, especially about that opportunity in Olympia.
Yeah, no, I think you brought that up, right? The legislature just recently passed the millionaire tax, which I think will raise a heck of a lot of money, right, to support services that a lot of community members need. You also mentioned housing. The city of Vancouver, based on the current comprehensive plan, is set to grow about 80,000 people over the next 20 years. And people need homes. Can you tell us a little bit about, for example, what the city of Vancouver has done, at the local level to ensure that we have enough housing supply over the next couple of decades?
Yeah, so there's a lot of factors, both within our control and out of our control, and it's really hard to address the ones that are not within our control, such as rising construction costs, the tariffs that really rippled through, and then of course policies that just aren't within our jurisdiction, whether they're federal or state or otherwise. But the Affordable Housing Fund is one of our biggest tools that we've been able to do, and I'm really proud that I was able to help increase that amount to 10 million instead of the 7 million.
That is amazing.
And then, of course, there's permitting, how to streamline that process. Nothing is more turbulent for folks, developers that are trying to build the housing itself than uncertain timelines. And so that's a big part of it as well. We also just implemented a rental registration program, so we'll start actually getting some data about what rental units are out there and how to better protect tenants, and that helps people stay in their homes that are also safe homes too.
Right.
So those are some of the things that come top to mind. The list is really long though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And those are some of the policies that apply at the local level. And with that experience, right, of crafting some of these policies with the rest of the city council, I imagine you're probably going to take that to the legislature.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. My day job, of course, and even before that, being very active with some of the groups like the Washington Low Income Housing Alliance, following what they've been doing and helping advocate up in Olympia for their policies. That helps provide that pathway in order to bring what I've been doing here at the city level to the state level.
Right, and then the climate component, you talked a little bit about that. That's also one of your priorities. It's your background, right? You care a lot, and then you help craft the framework, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the framework, it's called framework instead of like a plan, because it's about it's more of that overall policy, because that's what our city council does. It does like that top level, just like county council does that top level policy, right? And then our staff create those nuances. And so part of that high level policy that I helped advocate was having a bold goal and also not being reliant on fossil fuels. And so there was a big push to include natural gas, and I was a big part of making sure that that was not a mechanism as a solution to getting that to carbon neutrality.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. It's a great framework. And you're right, it's not just a plan, right? It's something that needs to be executed. Kim, thank you so much for being on our show today. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And, we look forward to potentially having you in the near future.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. And that is our show for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We'll see you next time.